All right, sciatica is a very hot word out there in the realm of back pain. A lot of people say, I have sciatica, whenever they don't really know that they do. Sometimes people think that it's just back pain. Sometimes they hear that it's pain running down the leg. Really, sciatica means there's an issue with the sciatic nerve, right? Now, the sciatic nerve is actually a couple of nerves that branch out and come into this one bigger nerve, and that does run down the leg, but then it even splits further down. And the common classification for sciatica is some form of interference either with the spine, with the muscles that it goes through, and we end up with symptoms of that nerve being interfered with. So that could be pain into the glute, it could be pain running down the leg. Depending on what it is, there's a number of different things that you would do. If it is from fixation in the lower back, that's where a chiropractor would come into play. We just do a simple motion x-ray, find fixation here, yes it's there, we work on correcting that. If it's dealing with muscle issues, a lot of times it's the piriformis, because that nerve runs through the piriformis, which is a muscle that connects the leg to the pelvis. It is also responsible for a number of motions, but one is external rotation, so pulling the leg outward. A lot of times people notice I get that on my right side all the time because I drive and let my leg hang out kind of lazy and just sit there. So if that leg sits out all the time, that muscle ends up short, and if that muscle is connected here and that sciatic nerve runs through it and it ends up being really tight, I end up with irritation of that sciatic nerve at the muscle here. If that's the case, I can do a couple different things. One is to take a lacrosse ball and actually pin it underneath my glute. I'll typically cross my leg and roll around till I find a tender spot and just let my body kind of sink into it. If I'm going to do a stretch, there's a couple that I can do. One would be crossing the leg and then bringing the knee to my opposite shoulder, so not straight up. I'm also not going like this, leg crosses, knee over. I'm not trying to take my body down. I want my spine healthy, so I can hinge at my hip slightly, but take this knee over and pull, fill that stretch into the glute. I can also do that if I was lying back. But there's another thing you can do if it is needing something that's called nerve flossing. You can actually just, let's say if it's on my right side, I'm going to take my leg out, extend my head, and turn away. I can actually throw in a little bit of an extra of bring my leg up, turning it inwards, and then rotating it away. So I may go through about 10 reps of that. So I could do 10 reps of nerve flossing. I could do a couple sets of trigger point. I could also do a couple sets of a 20-second stretch, or I could get checked to see if it's spinal. There's a number of things could play into it, but try the ones that you can. If you need our help for here, just let us know.